It recognizes our belief in God, our country, not just individuals, our country, our founding fathers codified this in the documents that founded this country. Our reliance, our belief in God, and our reliance upon God. Of that, there's just no debate on that. You may like it, may not like it. Declaration of Independence, we find these truths to be self-evident, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, of which are life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. It goes on in the Constitution to say we are putting together this Constitution in a preamble to secure the blessings, not only for ourselves, for posterity. And that Constitution followed with a Bill of Rights that enumerated those godly rights given to man, including the very first one, which was the right to believe in God and to express that belief anytime, anywhere, including the public square.
33 million. It's proven to the money investors that people want something to feed their souls, not just their worst desires.
Absolutely.
And
yes, indeed.
This kind of sums up my entire dialogue career on the heat of the night. You ready for this? Okay, this is it. My 7 years on the heat of the night. My dialogue all summarized into this. Get right on it, Chief.
What you can do for your country.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
What the hell's going on out here? Everybody's grabbing out there. Nobody.
That the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
So, 5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes! Unbelievable.
Free at last! Free at last! Thanks Almighty!
You're listening to the Alan Autry Show on the best talk in town. Talk Radio 1550 KXEX. Call Alan now, 559-899-1550.
And welcome to Alan Autry No Retreat. I'm old Alan Autry. It's thunderous Thursday here in Fresno, a very mild July. What is it, 29th or 30th? What is it?
28th.
Yeah, it's 28th? I haven't checked my phone here. What is it?
28th, yeah, 28th.
28. What's the temperature out there? You know? It's mild.
80. No, it's not 80, my bad. Like 92.
Excuse me, let me check with Siri. Fresno weather.
Uh-huh. Siri, give me Fresno
90.
weather.
90 degrees.
Oh, it did it just like that?
You ever wonder, when are these folks in Oak Cliff going to make a stand for Siri? Obviously, female.
Yeah, overworked, underpaid.
And all these men telling her what to do.
Oh.
Do you ever say thank you, Siri, after she gets you the information? I don't.
Never.
Siri, give me directions to L.A. Siri, what's the capital of Nicaragua? And then when she didn't answer right away, dadgummit.
Yeah.
And it's a woman's voice.
Yeah.
That's not right.
You could switch it.
That's not right.
You'd be a British man.
Well, there should.
It can be, I think so, right?
Or some Okie.
Yeah.
You want to.
Turn right, damn it, right now.
Yeah. Buford, how do you get to Los Angeles? Tell me right now. You want to rephrase that, fella? You might want to say please and ma'am, because I'm here in this cyber world. That's how we talk with respect to one another. So rephrasing, I might look it up for you. If not, you can just press that delete button and go on your own.
That's awesome. I think we should.
Well, hey, that's where it's heading, artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
You see where that robot broke that kid's finger?
No, I did not.
You did not hear that story? Are you just saying that? 'Cause
No,
you
I'm
have heard
dead
it?
serious. I haven't.
It's all over the news.
A robot?
Folks, it's artificial intelligence. Well, the manufacturers, who was it? Was it
Like a
not
pitching machine?
Not Microsoft, but it was some big company.
Uh-huh.
A whistleblower.
I love those.
And blew that whistle and said that they have a new generation of robots now that are sentient.
Oh, yeah,
in
yeah,
nature.
yeah. But I didn't know he broke a finger.
Well, let me tell my story here.
I
I'm
heard
going to
the
get
first
to them.
story.
I'm leaving you hanging. Yeah, broke a little 9-year-old fingers.
Oh, my.
And a Russian robot.
Of course it would be.
They play
for
aggressive,
sure.
don't they?
Yeah.
Invade countries, blow up hospitals, break kids' fingers.
Yeah.
What's with the Russian? Vladimir, get it together, buddy. But no, they got these robots that are what they call sentient. So you look that up, sentient, which I had to. They could have feelings. They could actually be. So they're equipping these robots, to get, to feel empathy, to feel anxiety, obviously.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Where does that go? It doesn't work well for human beings.
Yeah, they're gonna be all.
So by all means, let's inject them in our robots.
Yeah, they're gonna be all pilled up. You're gonna have to give them like a little disc for their pills.
Or nervous pills, Carl. Take my nervous pills with my mustard and biscuits. We're gonna have an interview with Carl this week.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, he's running for president.
Yeah.
But anyway, over there, they've got this next generation in robot, which I don't believe you can imbue a bunch of metal and microchips or whatever they make these robots out. Inanimate, dead stuff, basically, in terms of feelings and a soul, and inject them with some feeling. But this instance I'm about to tell you here happened recently that made me go, there is a 9-year-old chess champion, phenom, over in Russia, beating everybody, beating the men, everything, just a phenom. And he was going head-to-head with the robot champion. Now, the robot champion can play 3 games at once because he's a robot. So he's processing.
And it's an actual robot-like person with hands,
yes,
like with hands.
Yes. Well, it doesn't look like a man, but it has hands and claws and everything. I mean, it can move the chess pieces.
Okay.
Reaches over, grabs the old rook, grabs the old knight. I used to play chess in college.
Never played.
Yeah, I played a little bit. It's addicting.
Play checkers.
You got to slow down. So you go too fast. Yeah, checkers is more your game. It's over quick. Go in there, king. Chess, you have
What is that supposed to mean?
Well, chess, you have to stay in one place more than 3.5 minutes.
Oh, yeah, that's not me.
Which is very difficult, if not impossible for you. I know. I talked to your wife about this. We got to work on that. But anyway, he's over there playing this. They're playing, and it's a big thing in Russia. Everybody's waiting for this showdown. It's like the Super Bowl of chess. The 9-year-old against the really smart, sentient robot. So they're playing, and I guess the rules of the game are, you play normal chess, but when you make a move, like you reach over and grab the bishop and move it to the next slot, wherever, you move it to the next slot, take your hands off the piece, return your hand to you, then the other person or robot makes their move. It's very important that you follow the rules of the chess rules. Well, this robot makes his or her move. I don't know what the gender is, but makes the move, the robot's move, puts the piece down. Well, the kid, being like Guillermo Moreno, can't wait for him to get his fingers off of the piece, goes over and picks up his piece before that robot takes his fingers off of his piece. Well, the robot didn't like that. He got pissed off. He reaches over, grabs the kid by the finger, and breaks it.
No way.
Yes.
No way. Is there video of this?
Yes, there's video of this. I'll let Jeremy go get it. I'll show it to you.
And he literally just got mad and broke the kid's finger.
He went over. You're not playing by the rules. I'm going to teach you a lesson, kid. He felt
These Russian robots, man.
Well, they have the video. The parents come out. The officials there. They're prying that kid's finger up. Now, the Russians may be aggressive. They're also tough. This little Russian kid wraps it up. It's fractured. Wraps it up. They want to take him to the hospital. No, I want to finish the game with this dude.
Oh, man, that's so Rocky-ish right there.
Oh, man.
No way. You're making this up.
I am not making this up. He walks over, sits down. Now, I don't know who wins the match, but this kid came back out after this, knowing that this robot could freak out at any time. And you want to sit here, folks,
And you tell me I'm the dinosaur. Yeah, I'm a raptor, I guess, or whatever, brontosaurus. I am a dinosaur many ways in this society. I'm going to my maker not too late. It won't be too soon. It's ready. This world, I don't recognize it. But you wonder why I have a little trepidation about being in a car that's being self-driven and want me to go sleep on the side there and just put it on auto and let the robotic features get me there. What if these features, my car is having a bad day, Guillermo? They say, oh, that's a nice telephone pole. Why don't I go head on into that?
Yeah.
The worst thing for the robot, they're going to be at a body shop at Fresno. I'm going to be in a casket.
True.
I tell you, this AI, no less than the genius Elon Musk has warned us, we have to watch out. This stuff is for real. It's dangerous. You better learn how to control it.
It's like the movies.
It is exactly.
There's been tons of. iRobot was the one with Will Smith.
RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop.
Well, Terminator. Yeah, I didn't. In the second Terminator, didn't he have some feelings?
I don't know. Does he have?
Jeremy, did you find that?
Does he have feelings now?
No. You did. What now?
Does Arnold have feelings now still? He's oversensitive now. Oversensitive, Arnold.
Arnold. His birthday is one day before mine.
No way.
So one day, I get to be, 6 years older than him. And the next day, I'm back at 5 years. So I'm 6 years younger than him. Let's say younger or older.
Oh, you said older.
Okay, no, I get to be 6 years. No, you didn't even question that.
Well, I don't.
You should have said, "What? You're older than Arnold?"
I was about to.
I would have never guessed.
Now if I were sentient Guillermo, and if there was a robot here, he would have.
We got a show, but isn't that amazing? We got oh God, Jeremy's got the video. You want to see it now or go on to the next subject?
No,
all right, folks, you can't see this, but you'll hear the reaction from Guillermo. All right,
there's no Russian cussing in it, right?
No. Yeah, we got the sound on it. Any sound? Okay, there's the kid. He's making play. Oh, he's already reached over and got it. They're trying to extract him. You see the robot leaning over? He's got the kid by the finger right there. They're trying to extract the finger.
Oh.
I'll be like a co-sell for the radio. And the robot has the boy's finger. He's trying to extract it. There he does. He extracts it. But it looks like it's broken.
Oh, my God.
They're taking him away. Look at the robot. Look at it. Look at it. And you're going to see it. They're doing a replay. Oh, there it is.
Oh, yeah.
You thought I was lying to you.
No,
you
weren't lying.
Me? And you just see the robot kind of look for his finger?
Yeah.
The robot went over there, looked around. Oh, there it is. Bam!
They're going to Brittany Griner him.
I think they're going to get her home. I think they're going to take the arms dealer. That's the swap folks out there. One arms dealer for Wayland, the ex-Marine, who they say was over there spying, which, come on, you're not going to go over there. It's just bogus. Bitsy Griner of hash oil fame, who should have known better.
Amen to that.
Oh, golly. Yeah. And what is this thought? And it's going, it's for my hair. I condition my hair with hash oil. Excuse me, I must make a phone call. Well, but I think they're going to take it.
You know what?
Wouldn't you take an arms dealer?
Would I take an arms dealer?
Because that guy knows stuff.
I wouldn't.
Of course, he's giving America everything they need right now.
Not for Brittany Griner. I'm sorry. I wouldn't.
We can't judge the whole person by her statements.
Yeah,
on the show the other day.
Yeah, we can. I get judged every day.
I'm supposed to be the old redneck dude that's set in the ways and doesn't keep an open mind. And I do keep an open mind.
A lot more than I do.
Well, I'll keep an open mind, but I'm not going to let my brain fall out while I'm doing it. All right?
I'll keep a closed mind and let my brain fall out. How's that, Alan? No, anyway, I wouldn't have done a trade.
You wouldn't? Okay.
No.
All right. Having said that, do you think they're gonna go for it? I think the Russians are gonna make us sweat.
Nah. Yeah, I was gonna say Putin's gonna want more out of the deal.
But isn't it amazing though? You see some kind of half-hearted efforts to bring home, but it's not getting any traction.
No traction. Nobody cares.
And that's
nobody cares unless you're an NBA or WNBA or Sports Center fanatic.
She's still American. We still hope that she's home and hope
I want her treated
she
right.
loves her country a little bit more when she gets home.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna now let's stay here. We're gonna take a break, but I tell you that this artificial intelligence has got me.
You think we'll see it in our lifetime?
Well, we're seeing it already.
But, I mean, it's not like right here next to us.
Well,
that'd be cool if we could, have a robot here that we could, could be filling in, sometimes.
You're already trying to replace me with a freaking robot?
I'm not trying to replace. I'm just saying that. Even though my hand went like this.
Can the robot say, get right on it, Chief, like I can?
No, he can't. She can't.
Okay.
They can't.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When they were passing out artificial intelligence, when they were putting these phones, it's the old saying, when they're passing out brains, he thought they said train, so they let it go by. Autry. I've got the dumbest. I cannot use voice activated. The stuff it has, that I will speak into and what actually goes on the text.
Yeah.
If I would have sent it, would have been in big trouble trying to walk back.
Imagine if you were still mayor and you had that. You know how many?
You don't trust that stuff, man. I mean, and it would make life a lot easier for me to be able to voice it because I got arthritis in my hands.
You do? I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it thumbs, I try to press all that. If I could just trust the voice activation, but then when I do voice activation, since I don't trust it, I got to get my glasses, get my old cheaters on, recheck the thing to make sure that my artificially intelligent great. Let's put it this way: my artificial intelligence was not the valedictorian of its class when they were putting that thing. I want to find who put the chip in here because I got the secondhand used chip. I mean, he's got dementia. He's got cyber dementia.
You got Joe Biden doing your Siri.
Did you hear what Joe said about inflation?
Oh man!
Here's a correct quote, folks. Today,
I'll take AI over him.
They presented him with or asked him his comments on 2 straight months of zero growth, negative growth,
which is the definition of a recession.
Which is what we've been told from the Fed and other economists. They all accept that would be the definition of a recession. Maybe the first part of a recession or whatever, but definitely accepted as a recession. When Joe was said, well, what do you think? The 2 negative quarters is. He says, doesn't look like recession to me.
That has got to be.
I just laugh. I mean, what do you just the lies, and the inarticulation that he has. I mean, that's something that Larry the Cable Guy would say. What do you think about? Well, doesn't look like recession to me. There, it looks just like somebody spending their money a little less there. Huh? Yeah,
Joe Biden.
The only thing inflating is my belt line. Yeah, it is. But I mean,
it has got to be. It is so laughable, but at the same time,
so sad,
so unbelievably out of touch.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what the average American feels like, and I get it. And I'll give the White House, and I'm not going to give them a pass very much longer. I'll give them a pass on this one because they don't know what it's like to be an American, to fill up their cars, go to the grocery store, really feel the pinch. Heaven forbid you want to buy a house.
Yeah. Oh God.
So I mean, they think like, oh well, it's not a recession. But I mean, you talk to people, they don't care about government definitions. A lot of people have been feeling this about a couple of months ago. To them, it's a recession.
Yeah.
To them, we don't need government definitions. You're doing bad. You're doing bad. You don't need the government to come in here and tell you you're doing good. Right now you're doing good. Even when we pop out of this recession. If people are still doing bad, the recession is still applying to them. I mean, it's hard times for some people.
Yeah.
The old saying, if your neighbor loses his job, it's a recession. If you lose your job,
it's a depression.
And when Joe Biden loses his, that's a recovery.
I like that. Yeah. That's the stuff they're trying to ram down people's throats. And
it's so, Alan, it's so out of touch.
Well, when you do that, when you do these sort of things, when you come out first saying there is no inflation, then you say the next step when it doesn't, that it's transitory. Okay, it's here, but it's going to go away. Like Trump said, the COVID's going to go away. They criticized the dickens out of him for that because it didn't go away. Then when it didn't go away, it was like, hey, inflation's good.
Yeah.
Right, it's good. And then after that, it was like, it's the definition, it's inflation, it's bad, but it's definitely going to come down. They're back to transitory again.
Yeah.
Janet Yellen, after she finally admitted, that, it stayed a little bit longer than. But when you try to tell somebody, especially American people, when they see this, that it's not that bad, inflation is really not that bad, and what used to cost in your car, $50 to fill up is now costing $110. When you're paying, $2-3 more, whatever, for a loaf of bread or what have you, Your grocery bill is close to doubling, depending on what you buy, maybe even tripling for some folks.
Vegetarians, it sure is.
They see it every day, and then you hear these folks telling you, know what your experience is. Number one, either you're not experiencing it, or number two, it's actually good for you. That you were planning on having a tri-tip, but now you have some pork and beans.
No, that is tri-tip.
Pork and beans.
No, that's tri-tip.
Yeah, that's tri-tip.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to tell you. It's tri-tip.
Just think tri-tip.
It's transitioning. It's transitory. It's transitory pork and beans into tri-tip.
And just hang in there until Bill Gates can deliver his synthetic beef to your house. Because we'll make sure Amazon gives free delivery. Well, can we do that now? Well, no, that's in 2050. So just meanwhile, work with us while I chow down on my filet mignon, my New York steak. In my third home. I mean, it ticks people off. It not only is bad policy, and that's what loses elections.
I hope, Alan.
Well, history's proven that when Jimmy Carter, when inflation was going crazy, interest rates going off, unemployment, through the roof, he did this speech to the nation, basically telling, and I remember it like it was yesterday, that you're just, there's a complacency here. There's a culture of complaining. You just gotta, look inside yourself and get through this. And malaise, he called it. You've got a malaise out there, Americans. Right then, he sealed his fate. Reagan comes in and wins the biggest landslide victory to that point, almost in the history of presidential elections, because the electorate was not only disappointed with Jimmy Carter, they were mad at him. Because they looked him in the eye and said, "You're telling me I shouldn't hurt. You, with your multi-million-dollar peanut farm, your lifelong health insurance, you're going to have people to protect you the rest of your life, you and your family with the Secret Service. All this world you live in, you're telling me you're just this mild peanut farmer from Georgia. No, you're not. I'm here trying to put food on the table for 5 kids. And by the way, I would like to send a couple of them to college."
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about 4-year. I'm talking about junior college. Be able just to buy the books and the minimal tuition there. And I can't do it because these policies, and you're telling me you're not really going to do anything to change them, that they're actually good for me. That ticks people off. That's what we're seeing now, don't you think? They're going beyond disagreeing.
Oh, yeah.
They're going beyond disagreeing with the policy.
People are ticked off. I just don't want them to get complacent, because I think elections.
Biden won't let I don't think Biden's going to, and Kamala Harris is going to let him.
That's true. No, you're right. Every month they imagine. Every month they manage to outdo the previous month.
Oh my goodness! You got Kamala Harris having this meeting. She says of all them, starts the meeting off. So it's on the internet. You can see it, folks. Just happened a few days ago. She opens this meeting and says, "Thank you for coming with all these to discuss all of these critical issues," and proceeds to tell the gathering not only her pronouns, but what color of a dress she's wearing. And you're sitting there listening to that going, I don't even want the thought of a pronoun any part in your brain right now.
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't want you to think the color of your dress is even a semblance of importance to anybody. Just get right to the issue of bringing down inflation, securing our borders, reducing crime. This stuff is destroying America, and you're starting off a meeting telling me, hey, you can call me her, they, and here's my dress. And the thing is, the rest of the group did the same thing. That's what this lady next to her, these are my pronouns, her, they, and I'm wearing a brown sweater, brown sweater. Question why she said she's going to bring the best and her brightest there. She's wearing a brown sweater in the middle of June, middle of July. But all right, let's move. We'll come back. I want to talk to you about Joe Manchin. Manchin giveth, Manchin taketh away.
I like him.
The savior of he killed Bill back better, but he's on board with a new spending bill. Republicans are going after him big time. But is it really that bad? Is it really that inflationary? I'm going to ask no less of a brilliant mind than Guillermo Moreno what he thinks about that. And I see, Lori, you're on the phone. We'll get to you, too. This is Alan Autry, No Retreat on Thunderous Thursday. We'll be right back. I like that. Get back, JoJo. That could be a theme song.
That could be.
Get back to Delaware where you belong.
Let me see this mansion thing.
You know, the thing is about Joe Biden, I gotta commend him. He just won't stay on the canvas. Joe Biden, I don't know how you resisted this long. You got some nice Indian food there. Got a little rice, a little bread. What's that? Yeah. Indian food's great. Ever tried Indian food, folks? I tried it for the first time about 15 years ago. Don't know why I didn't try it before. I never really had an opportunity. And I was, I'm a Southern biscuits and gravy, fried okra, pork chops type guy. Collard greens. So I don't venture out from my cultural delights. And you can call me, hey, you like those collard greens? You're from Louisiana? I won't get offended. I won't get offended. I know some people are really ticked off at me because the Bible said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Forgive me because I don't know what I do. When I can finally make the connection, and I want to make the connection, and I want to get my ire up and be able, how dare you assume.
Your ire up?
Yeah. How dare you assume I'm from Shreveport, Louisiana, and that I like fried pork chops? How dare you? How racist! I want to get there. I want to be part of the party. I want to be offended.
You want to get triggered?
Yes, I want to be food triggered.
Don't worry, Joe Biden will do it for you.
Joe. What's that other song? That old lawyer. Hey, Joe. Oh, the Jimi Hendrix song?
You're gonna play
the lyrics are bad on that one. Lyrics are really bad on that.
You gonna play the lottery?
Why? What's it up to?
1.1 billion.
Get out of here.
No, yeah. Make a million.
I'm not a betting man, but you got to take a shot at that.
Now, third largest in U.S. lottery, hit 1.1. What would you do with 1.1 billion? Besides help Fresno out a little bit.
1 minute.
How much would you give to the city of Fresno? As a former mayor, how much would you give to the city of Fresno?
Well, how much you think the councilman charged to get out of town? If they were reasonable, I'd give them probably $250,000 each.
Oh, I'd give them $1 million
to move the Turlock.
Million. Give them $1 million buckaroos.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, $1 billion. Oh gosh, yes. Hey, how would you like to be an instant millionaire?
Would you build a lake?
The deal is, I'll write you a check right now. I'll hang on to it. All right.
30 seconds.
But if you're in a U-Haul heading to Turlock, within 24 hours, it's yours and vowed never to come back. You know who would take that? Esparza said, "Can I change that ticket to Tunisia? one way? Hey, can you put a little money for a name change and a new Social Security number?"
10 seconds.
Just kidding, Nelson. Oh yeah, I bet he's in the mood to kiss. Sorry, just got to laugh through the tears, man. We got to have him on the show. You think he'd come on?
You're listening to the Alan Autry Show on the best talk in town. Talk Radio 1550 KXEX. Call Alan now. 559-899-1550.
And welcome back to Alan Autry No Retreats. Alan Autry along with Guillermo Marino. Plug Laura Fisher through. I want to bring her in on this question. I know she wants to comment on AI and the new bill, but the subject I want to talk about first, though, is the new bill. Laura, you there?
I am here.
Thunderous Laura. Thursday. Laura, welcome. Hey, this bill spread out over 10 years. I take a little bit of comfort in knowing, because you know how I'm about adding more spending, federal spending, just like put another log on the inflation fire. Okay, you're trying to bring it down.
No, it's going to bring it down, Alan.
Well, hold on. Now, I understand the skepticism, and I buy into this. It's not a theory. It's an absolute axiom that massive government spending fuels inflation. There's just no debate about that anymore. But in this bill, what I'm hearing, and with Manchin I think he's very sincere about bringing down the deficit and not fueling inflation anymore. First spread out over 10 years. And in there is a wording in the bill that will allow Medicare to negotiate prices for their drugs which I don't know why they haven't been able to do that to begin with. Now, like somebody knows, let me know about that. Well, let me get my question. Let me
we have in Washington. 3,905.
Well, let me get hold on. Let me get my full question out from you, and then I'm going to let you out of the gate, and you just go. But let me finish the full question, and I'm going to unleash the wisdom of Laura upon the world here. So,
I don't know how wise I am.
No. So that's what I look at and see. Well, maybe there's a little hope here. There is some stuff there, obviously, for climate change. There's some wasteful stuff in there. There's no doubt. But it's about trade-offs. Manchin's from the old Ronald Reagan school that you get 60% of what you want.
Yeah.
You know, you're there. You take it. But he also says there are some things in there for new energy. Now, you know, he's talking about West Virginia coal, even though and I agree with you, we have to eventually someday wean off of that. But with Manchin there, knowing what's at stake, he's not a dumb person. Do you think there's some cause, Laura, Guillermo, for maybe a little optimism that this may get some good things done without affecting inflation to a large degree, and hopefully do what they say it will do, reduce it? But again, probably 99% of the Congress has not even read the bill. All right, Laura, I know I said a mouthful there. Respond on any aspect that you feel of that question.
Okay, I have a hodgepodge of things I have to say, so I have to get them out really
Hodge
quick.
it on.
First,
Hodgepodge.
Okay, because Guillermo's there, so I have to address this with Guillermo. The fact that Guillermo does not know who Paul Newman is really has just sent me over the edge.
Paul Newman, that's the mad guy, right?
Isn't that amazing? He did not know Paul Newman.
I agree with Guillermo on Mike Pence. He's as interesting as a 50-pound bag of fertilizer and looks like an angry pilgrim.
Yeah.
Angry pilgrim.
He does look like an angry pilgrim.
Doesn't he? Like in all those old witch trial movies, he looks like he'd be the star of, hanging. So anyway.
That's horrible. I like Mike.
As far as AI is concerned, we need to leave that alone. Every single AI robot has said they want to kill humans. And one of them tried to.
One of them told
Elon
Elon Musk that.
And he attached a microwave to it. He gave it a personality and everything. And do you want to know what that robot did for 3 months every day? It tried to lure him into the microwave so it could cook him.
Oh, my gosh. The AI tried to lure him into the microwave to kill him.
It's insane.
Well, Elon Musk asked one of them, how would you, do away with us or something, that question. And Elon Musk came away saying, we got to watch what we deal with. We got to watch how we move with this stuff.
But they're so far away, guys.
Are they really?
They're
already trying to cook people in a microwave.
But your phone's not going to grow legs and put you in a microwave. We're so
No, what I'm saying is the thing tried. It kept trying to lure him into the microwave because it wasn't aware that it didn't have an awareness of his dimensions, his physical dimensions, that he wouldn't fit inside of the microwave. This thing understood that the microwave could kill him. It just didn't know the size dimension difference. So it kept trying to lure him into the microwave so it could cook him.
And you want me to be afraid of an AI guy that doesn't know how... I don't know, guys. I think we're a long way
Laura,
away.
I didn't believe it before. I thought it was just fantasy land. I'm starting to second guess this stuff.
It's fantasy land.
I don't know.
So thirdly, I just left Thirsty Thursday at the American Legion.
Okay.
So I really am going to try to watch my mouth.
Please.
We want to stay on the air.
Yeah, no FCC fines.
I just spent 3 hours with a lot of really angry Republican veterans.
Is there any other kind?
Really right now
with this administration, is there any other kind?
Republicans in the Senate voted against the PACT bill.
How many?
42.
Voted against what?
The PACT bill.
What's the PACT bill?
That is to expand health care services for Vietnam veterans who were exposed to Agent Orange, and for
I'm really informed on that. I just scored a lot of points with the vets on that one.
Who were exposed to burn pits.
Oh gosh, yes, I'm familiar with the burn pit stuff. Yeah, that's some heavy duty stuff.
Well, but why?
So the bill failed.
It failed.
So meanwhile, we still have veterans sick and dying and trying to prove that their illnesses came from Agent Orange,
veterans,
from burn pits,
man,
the scumbag.
These wokeaholics not only don't care.
Republicans. 42 Republicans
voted against it.
Voted against it.
What else was in the bill? Was it other stuff that made them? Or they?
You know what it is? It's retaliation because On this the budget reconciliation bill, because he went in and did this agreement, they're retaliating. They passed it overwhelmingly before. They sent it to Congress. One little fix was changed, and one thing was changed, and the reason that it was changed is because right now they have $400 billion in discretionary spending that they changed to mandatory spending because they know that the number of medical claims are going to increase likely by about 400%. Because they've now removed this obstacle where they have to prove that they were exposed to these chemicals and that these chemicals are why they have cancer. Mm-hmm. Okay? So, Toomey, who I'd like to just throat punch, he doesn't agree with them changing it from expendatory to mandatory because now it doesn't have to be approved by Congress every single year. But they did it to free up the money so that these guys don't have to wait 8 months to get a diagnosis. I am so mad right now, I can't see straight.
Yeah, the veterans always get the crap end of the stick. And Toomey's
you want to use them as a prop when it comes to elections. You want to talk about how much you love the troops. I see these guys every day. Yeah. I see guys that are younger than you that are in a nursing home because they're so sick from being exposed to chemicals during Vietnam. They served this country. I don't care whether they were exposed to chemicals or not. Whatever their illness is, we need to pay for it.
Yeah, I agree with you 110%, Laura. And please, when you go visit those folks, tell them I said hi. And I wish I could do more. But all we can do is, in this show, do what we can to bring awareness to this because you're absolutely right. That was very well put. Sadly, and it hurts to say it, but it's absolutely true. These politicians just use veterans as props. Once they get what they want out of them, which is for them to galvanize their base to come out and vote, because they do love the country, and they do come out and vote. And once you get that done, you're done with them. And people say, well, how do you know that, Autry? Well, look at the progress on reforms at the VA hospitals over the last 50, 60 years. Snail's pace would be kind to say how improvements that have been made in that system. It's a little bit better now, but not where it should be. For goodness sakes, it's not even close. They shouldn't have to wait 4, 5, 6 months to get even more to get a hip replacement. When I can walk in, they diagnose me, and I got my new hip within 6 weeks. What's with that?
It's
obscene. It's horrible.
Absolutely obscene.
I go out and I go, I'm thankful for my hip, but I think about, these veterans and people that don't have the insurance, the Screen Actors Guild insurance that I had. It's just not right. As a veteran, you know what? I'm going to say it right now. Certain acts of service are special. Certain acts of service rank higher than others. Even the good stuff.
You served in a war.
Yes.
You served in a police action. You are at the front of the line for everything in my book.
That's just
agreed.
That's just where I stand. And that's where and listen, like I said, I'm going to keep an open mind, but I'm not going to let my brain fall out talking about this. Nobody's going to change my mind on this. And I'll go to my grave on that because you're not supposed to distinguish. You're supposed, this person and that person. If you really work hard and you really give the due diligence to issues and problems, many times, not all the times, but many times you can come out with solutions that are across the board fair. They really are. You can close that gap.
As well, that a lot of people don't seem to realize is that the majority of our armed forces are made up of minorities and people at the poverty level.
Absolutely.
It has statistically been shown that because many of them can't get into college or afford college, they oftentimes go for the GI Bill. They try to get into something where they're going to be able to have a career.
You're right. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Lord, because I want to share this.
We talk about how we want to take care of the impoverished and we want to take care of minorities. Let me tell you, my cousin's husband is Puerto Rican. Let me tell you, if you served in the military and you're in a Puerto Rican family, that's as good as having a priest in the family.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big deal. Every single one of my cousin's husband's family members has served in the United States military.
Well,
that is like a big thing of pride.
Bless them.
It's absolutely disgusting. They talk about how we're supposed to help the poor, we're supposed to help minorities, we're supposed to do all this, and then they screw them at every turn.
Yeah. Amen, sister. We got to take a break, but I'm with you. Guillermo's nodding his head in agreement, and I know a lot of listeners and Viewers out there the same. You keep up the good fight, Laura. God bless you, and we'll talk to you here real soon. We'll be right back. Jeremy, what we're going to do, we got about 15 minutes left. Come back with about 13. Let's put up the Al Gore. Guillermo and I have been trying to get to this for a while. And then on Free for All Friday, we're going to explain the basic. You're not here?
No.
I'm afraid. Where are you? Where are you going? Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, I will be explaining the basic principles of inflation. So if I can understand them, I know you're going to be able to understand them. And you know what? It's really all you need to know. You don't need to be a genius. You don't have to have PhDs and all that stuff to understand what's going on. If you understand the basics, then you'll know what's going on. And we all, especially we got to teach this to our kids. They took economics basically out of schools, or if it's in there now, they taught it's racist.
They didn't teach me anything.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you got a radio station. They didn't teach me anything either because I became an actor and then a mayor. But you know what? I was thinking about the other day. My college degree. I have a degree in something I know nothing about.
Oh, what do you have a degree in?
Physical education. PE. I was going
to degrees
which
in
was
that?
Absolutely. You got to know anatomy and physiology.
You do.
Kinesiology.
My PE coaches did not know that.
Oh yeah, they did. But the deal is, I was going to be a coach and a PE teacher, and I went and got drafted. I didn't think I was going to get drafted. I did. I got drafted by the Packers. Sent me off on a different route. Became an actor, and then all this stuff and married. But I was thinking about the other day what little I did learn. I learned enough to pass.
Yeah.
But I used to be able to tell you anatomy and physiology. You know what that bone was in your leg, and the proper scientific.
It wasn't
name for it.
kinesiology.
Well, it was you had anatomy and physiology and kinesiology. You had all those. It's very people in the know that it's a very difficult major. It's not as easy. Thing's not basket weaving. You don't go out there and just play.
I minored in underwater basket weaving, Alan. So watch it. All right.
I tip my hat to you on that. But
19th century underwater basket weaving.
All right, I'm impressed.
With a minor in women underwater basket weaving. I should shut up.
My bad. You better. You took a big pause between women and whatever you're going to say next. You knew you had stepped there.
You have to.
Because your wife doesn't listen to this program every now and then.
Not during the breaks, though.
No, but she doesn't? She doesn't.
Well, she listens to that.
Somebody will tell her. Trust me.
No.
Oh, gosh, yes. No. She's got friends. I made that mistake thinking my wife didn't have this free talk. No, but I don't know anything about it now. I used to, hip bone's connected to the knee bone. What's this? I used to know all the bones in the fingers and the brain.
Man, that's a lot of work.
Do you know, I'm watching a YouTube thing the other day. This psychologist is trying to tell the difference between a conservative and liberal, and their brains are different.
I bet they are.
We got to talk about that on Monday. You gonna be here on Monday?
You're listening to the Alan Autry Show on the best talk in town. Talk Radio 1550 KXEX. Call Alan now, 559-899-1550.
And welcome back to Thunderous Thursday. Alan Autry, No Retreat. Guillermo Marino. Want to thank Laura for her call, her passion. And yes, the veterans, we just got to start taking care of our veterans more. It's just stop the lip service and start doing. It's like the old saying, better to have said well done than well said. Mm-hmm. Everybody says good things about helping the veterans, but they don't do anything. All right. I've been sitting on this for a while and thinking, why am I so triggered by this? And it's Al Gore's latest, I wouldn't call it a press conference, but latest comments on trying to get us to embrace climate change as the most important thing than anything. More than our family, more than our faith. This is a freaking secular religion that you need to bow down and make it number one in your life and no comparison. It is valid in terms of importance. This is head and shoulders. Climate change, war in Ukraine, inflation, monkeypox. It doesn't matter. It's climate change. And he made a comparison, and still, here we are 4 days after, Guillermo, and I'm still as triggered and still as disgusted by what this man said as I was when I first heard it. So this is Al Gore explaining how important and how dangerous climate change is. Listen to what he says.
The climate deniers are really in some ways similar to all of those almost 400 law enforcement officers in Uvalde, Texas, who were waiting outside an unlocked door while the children were being massacred. They heard the screams, they heard the gunshots, and nobody stepped forward. And God bless those families who've suffered so much. And law enforcement officials tell us that's not typical of what law enforcement usually does. And confronted with this global emergency, what we're doing with our inaction and failing to walk through the door and stop the killing is not typical of what we are capable of as human beings.
I'm going to compose myself here. I'm going to draw on the stoicism that we're supposed to have.
Count to 10.
The restraint that I always tell people they need to have. And folks, I've always said, I'm not going to go and condemn a person, call somebody a name. I may say knucklehead and this and that, and I just mean that in maybe not in jest, but I don't go deep into judging a man or a woman. That's my job is to love people. It's God's job to love them and judge them. Okay, and I try to respect that line. But Guillermo, that's just flat out evil. What is in a man's heart? And then evoke God's name to compare just a few weeks since this happened in Uvalde. These parents have lost their children, and you want to compare people who may question Al Gore's take on climate change with the cops that didn't come and save them? How freaking low can a human being go? Can you go any lower than what you just saw Al Gore do?
No, not in today's politics. This guy's an elitist, and this statement here, proves how, besides how low he is, but just how he just doesn't care. He doesn't care about those children. These people don't care about anything but power and money. Money and power. They'll use kids. They'll use horrible situations. And I was reading, I read this book called The Pity Party. He was in his DNC address. He was talking about how tobacco killed his sister, right? Did this whole thing on how tobacco killed his sister, tobacco. And years later, they find out he was invested in tobacco. So when you look at Al Gore and you look at individuals like this, and there's people on the right as well, there are people, as sad as it is, you and me are I believe we're average people. The average American, we have feelings. We care. We're reasonable. But when you get to that level in government or that level of fame or that level of, I don't know what it is, it's almost satanic. Like they're kissing their,
you used the word
look
right there. That's beyond bad policy. There's something fundamentally wrong.
Pull the picture
with
back
that
up.
individual's soul.
But look at him.
To say something to make that comparison. How denigrating it is to the kids.
It is.
That lost their lives, that were mowed down. To make that comparison to somebody, like I said, who may not embrace fully Al Gore's opinion on climate change.
Yeah.
And so recent. It would be horrible if you compared something to 9/11.
Yeah.
Because it's what, 20 years? It would be horrible to do that. But there's something that just happened to evoke that. And I look inside his eyes.
Yeah, look at him.
And I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at him, and I'm saying, you know what? I know now what he did rooming with Tommy Lee Jones. He was Tommy Lee Jones' roommate.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
And Tommy Lee Jones is a great actor. He's trying to emote. He's trying to act. He's trying to get, and one of the things he doesn't understand about acting, you can be the greatest actor in the world. If people don't, you have to have an aura about you that people think that you care about them.
Yeah.
John Wayne had that. Kevin Costner has that. You have that certain thing in your soul. Nobody in their right spiritual mind and soul would make that comparison. Joe Biden is out there. I don't think Joe Biden really cares to that degree about the common, everyday working human being. He doesn't really care to educate himself about it.
Yeah. I think
he would know.
I think
he would know better than to say something like that. Kamala Harris would know better than to say something. And I'm going to go to a place now that's going to shock you. I really do believe this. Whoopi Goldberg.
It's very true.
Would know better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm done yet. Joy Behar.
She wouldn't.
Joy Behar would know better in her brain, as much as she hates Republicans.
Probably.
Would have caught herself before going there comparing Republicans, what he's saying, deniers, Republicans, to cops at Uvalde that didn't go in, that killed the kids. It's just astonishing to me.
It's disturbing is what it is.
Well, and again, what really hits home to me, that is a man, along with Bill Clinton, who at one time in their life were very politically adept. They knew really what to say, and more importantly, what not to say, largely most of the time. They were slick politicians. They knew not to stick their neck out here, not to say something that could be construed differently. Al Gore dismantled, Ross Perot. Got under his skin. Smooth, smart. Something's happened to this guy.
Yeah.
This climate, and that's what happens, I think, when you become a billionaire. Before this climate stuff started, he was barely a millionaire, so they say. Now he's getting close to a billionaire.
No way.
All on climate change stuff.
Man.
Making the money. So he, it just.
That's his livelihood right there.
Oh, we got Steve calling here. We only got 4 minutes. Let's go to Steve, though, because I always like our listeners. Go ahead, Steve. Are you there, buddy?
I am here. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh,
sir.
you got it, Steve. We only got about 4 minutes, but they're all yours, buddy.
I appreciate that. I appreciate you stepping aside and letting me take over the show for the last 4 minutes.
You got it. Make me proud.
Well, I hope I already make you proud just by what my profession is. And sorry, who's your friend there? So I see him laughing and something's funny or
That's
something?
Guillermo Moreno.
Guillermo, yeah.
Guillermo Moreno, my buddy, Triple G. He's a good man.
Oh, he's laughing a little too much for my liking.
I love that smile.
Law enforcement officer at LEO. And
appreciate your service, brother.
Excuse me?
I appreciate your service. Thank you.
I'd imagine you do. Guillermo, you didn't have anything to say there? Or?
Man, you and Guillermo.
Man,
I just step out of the way and let you and Guillermo go at it. For the last 2
I
minutes.
appreciate your service too. I don't know, but no, go ahead. Yeah, I do. I appreciate it.
You're rubbing Steve the wrong way.
I will tell you this, though.
By smiling. At least show me stay with a frown the rest of this show. There you go.
Law enforcement has changed. I want to be very clear about that. So I respect law enforcement to the 10th degree. I've had a couple of, recently, a couple of instances with law enforcement where I felt that policing has changed. I think policing has gotten soft.
What do you mean?
But policing has gotten soft.
Oh, I agree with you. It's gotten soft.
It's gotten real soft. I think a lot of the new officers, they're trained differently.
Yeah, I know that for a fact.
Yeah, I knew a lot of the older guys, and I mean, Steve, you sound young. I mean, you don't sound old at all. But yeah, so no, I respect law enforcement, but I'm not one of those guys that hey.
So they weren't hard enough for you when they interacted with you. You felt like they were too soft when you interacted with the police. You wanted them to be tougher with you.
They were not with me, but I was protecting someone. and they want. I'll just.
You're one of these white knights, eh? You're one of these white knights.
Oh, you should see him on his horse. He's great, man.
A brown knight.
No, seriously,
a brown
though,
knight.
I can understand why the police didn't react so well.
Yeah,
to
well, let me tell you.
because we deal with people like you all the time.
Steve, let me tell you.
Oh, look at me! I swept in to save the day. Now you come in and actually deal with it.
That's a good imitation of your voice.
It really is. Steve, let me tell you that. You want me to share it with you?
We got 56 seconds.
I'll share it with you. It was these two punk kids, right? Clearly in the wrong. They were on private property. The police officer was coordinating an Uber for them. Towed their car, was coordinating an Uber for them, and I said I didn't know Fresno PD was into coordinating Uber drivers. It was beyond frustrating.
Steve, you got a few seconds to respond, my brother. Go ahead.
Shut up now.
All right. Well,
I mean, come on. This guy's absolutely full of garbage. He's trash. I'd throw handcuffs on him right now if I saw him.
I'm going to do that right now, Steve.
Cops can be. Oh, well, we didn't do exactly what you wanted us to do. Well, you were probably in the wrong.
Steve, you livened up the show, brother. God bless you and your family.
And you look like you're.
Well. Appreciate it, Steve. We love you, Steve. We got to go, though, brother. God bless you. God bless America. Remember, just do your best and let God do the rest. Wipe that smile off your face, Guillermo. Bye-bye now.